Fitness is work plus recovery. The recovery is just as important as the workouts and the runs that you do, and without the recovery, you will get hurt. Without proper recovery, your work will mean nothing because something in your body will break and you will hate doing what you are doing and you will stop doing it. So the recovery is what we're going to talk about this week. Recovery 101, which is basically going to be, spoiler alert, it's going to be sleep. I used to think when I was in college, we talked about recovery and we talked about, getting in ice baths, which I did after most hard runs. I would get into a freezing cold bath of water that was churning and moving around and kept at about 40 degrees Fahrenheit. And I would get into that bath for about 10 minutes after runs. It was so painful for 2 minutes. And then your body went numb, so it was fine. But that first 2 minutes, boy, we all shivered and suffered through that. And that has a very small effect. It does, maybe 1 or 2% of your total recovery, which, fine, if I can get a 1 or 2% advantage, great. Creams and gels I have used, I have a fancy massage gun. I do stretching and I do massage. I get a massage every once in a while, and those are great. But they are not the top two things that will impact your recovery. The top two things that you must do to recover are get lots of sleep and eat good food. Those two account for more than half of the total recovery that happens in your body. If you are not getting enough sleep, it doesn't matter how many ice baths you get in, or which creams or gels you use, or how often you stretch and get massages. If you are not getting sufficient sleep, none of that will make any difference. If you are not eating good food and you're not getting sufficient protein, none of this will make any difference. You can stretch for 2 hours a day, but if you're sleeping 5 hours a night and you're eating things that aren't good for your body, a lot of processed foods, and not enough protein, none of it will work. So we've got to address the fundamentals here before we get into the complexities of all of this stuff for recovery, which I'm not saying is wrong. All of it has a small effect, and added together, you better believe the elite athletes are using massage guns, creams, ice baths, and they are stretching and massaging. On the Tour de France, did you know that every team has a resident massage therapist and a chiropractor that works on every athlete every single day after they get off the bike? This is literally true. They get off the bike and they get massages and chiropractic treatment every single day. So it helps. But guess what? They also get like 10 hours of sleep a night on the tour. And they are serious about that too. And they're eating, 4,000 or 5,000 calories a day, with most of it being protein. So these are the fundamental things you must do. And this week, we're going to focus on sleep. I have given you this long and important set of evidence and links, which I am not going to read to you here, and I encourage you to at least scroll through. I spent some time doing the research here and really telling you what the experts say about sleep. But here's the fundamental thing. When you sleep is when your body heals. It's when your muscles repair themselves and grow. It's when your body releases key hormones that regulate your mood, your weight, and your digestion. When I started researching into this, I had no idea that people who are sleep deprived crave unhealthy foods more than people who get sufficient sleep. Yes. And there are so many little things like that that you just wouldn't expect. One other thing I want to highlight that you really should understand is about this growth hormone. This does what it says. Growth hormone helps your body grow, and it's released when you are in deep sleep. People who get 5-6 hours a night, they aren't releasing enough growth hormone, So they may be working out and exercising, but they're not recovering. And you end up in a deficit, in a negative of work to recovery balance. And that's why after a certain point, people just get injured because they're not balancing enough the work and the recovery. So that's my challenge to you this week is focus on the sleep one. If you're looking at the assignment and you see on home base, your assignment is get at least 8 hours of sleep per night. I'm doing a separate video to show you what the time audit is and give you a tutorial about that and really to challenge you to do that. And that's this week. So let's go ahead and get it. Let's learn this part of the equation. As you're building up your walking and running and doing the work, we're also going to be building up your recovery so that we maintain that balance, you stay healthy, you enjoy running, and you love getting more and more fit, and it's fun. Thanks, everyone. Go get to work.